Hey everybody, sorry it's been a hot minute since we posted a video. We're nearing the temporary end of having a couple sheep on the farm. That was confusing English. Anyway, they'll all be leaving soon and we'll start back when things kind of calm down, or we are able to afford paying someone else to help us with the day-to-day labor. And we'll mostly focus on just beef steers. But I digress. This video is about managing switchgrass in pastures in temperate regions that are mostly dominated by cool season grasses. So please forgive the work going on in the background. My wife and I have laid out fence and we are begging the boys to help us set it up so we can get other stuff done. Now, you guys have seen me talk about how to get switchgrass established in your cool season pastures and how to manage it to help it really thrive. And that's great. Please check out other videos on our channel. I think I just called it Switchgrass and Cool Season Pastures. A lot of people say this cannot be done. And it's not just switchgrass. It's native warm season grasses. Historically, for the last 3 years, so this was established 4 years ago, question mark? I am Ron Burgundy. We established it 4 years ago. In the last 3 years, we have been managing it to get deeper roots, to grow better, to spread, to thicken the stand, etc. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, this wide-bladed thing here, this is not Johnson grass, this is switchgrass. Some of it is already going to seed at a very short height, and I'll explain why. But in order, our tribute to success is planned grazing. We graze this part of the field with the switchgrass. Not all of our farm has switchgrass in it, up until April 15th. And in years past, we have always pulled the animals off until June 15th on this piece. Our animal numbers, grazing pressure, strength, whatever you want to call it, have been suitable for us to graze the rest of the farm those 2 months. It's the spring, everything else is growing very fast. And we let the switchgrass build up its energy stores. And then we put them on it June 15th. And whether it is a flood or summer heat and drought, that switchgrass in those warm temperatures will go bonkers. So we'd put them through this 5 acres, and then we'd graze a portion of the pure cool season pasture on the rest of the farm. And almost 2 weeks later, bring them back through, and this stuff is still rocking. And then we graze a different part of the farm and bring them back through, etc., etc. And we can graze this switchgrass 4 to 5 times between June 15th and October 15th. It goes dormant once we start getting temperatures, I want to say like below 50 or something. Don't quote me on that, but ballpark. When it gets cold, it goes dormant. Cool season grass is still growing. So, where was I? Oh, we have reached a point in switchgrass being not so palatable to sheep, and it's actually not the best warm season grass as far as palatability and nutrition goes. We have also reached a point where I'm like, okay, we favored the warm season grass too much. We have too thick of a stand, and the higher protein, higher sugar, higher octane cool season forage and the legumes that aren't meant to compete with such tall stuff. I know it doesn't look tall right now, and I'll explain. They don't really stand much of a chance. The stand really, basically just in simple terms, got too thick. So now, this season, we're going to set it back a little. And then next season, we'll go back to babying it. In order to set it back, you just do what everybody else said was the reason you can't have them in the first place. We graze this somewhere around April 15th for various parts of this 5 acre. And then we put them right back through as if we were only managing for the cool season grasses that we're rocketing in the middle of May. So it should be building its energy reserves. And then we put them back through in the middle of June, still struggling. Temperatures are getting warm, so it likes the weather, but it did not have a chance to really build up. And by the way, middle of June for this whole field is where they were when we were on vacation for a week. We did not rotate. I mean, we beat this field up. And now we are middle of July. You can see some of these grasses, some of these pieces of switchgrass, it is a crown plant, it's not a sod forming, are still very nice looking. Still plenty of forage. Here you can see, maybe you can't, that's the seed head of switchgrass. It is very almost fairy-like. It's so, I don't know what the word is, spindly. But the hope is, while the switchgrass is still so, most of it, immature and not fully recovered, the sheep would love it, the cows would love it. The cows will gain very well on this less mature switchgrass, and we'll set it back to where it won't be more than 50% of the stand. We would like it to be maybe 35 to 40 or 45%. That way, if we do manage for it to grow really tall in that given growing season, there's a microclimate created between those specimens, the ones doing well, thriving, going tall, whatever, but thinly. In between them, the cool season grasses, mainly orchard grass and perennial rye in this field, can grow better in temperatures that are outside of their normal comfort zone because their microclimate is a little bit shaded. And it really, really works well. So I want to show you what it looks like after the animals have come off after beating up a piece. So a lot of this was having a lot of bare spots in between. You can see crowns of orchard grass. Oh, I just missed it. I just saw it. So here's a thing of orchard grass. Another thing of orchard grass with some switchgrass mixed in there. Here's some orchard grass. Again, switchgrass mixed in. I can even prove it because you got the switchgrass seed head is green right here. Orchard grass is brown. So they're leaving a good 6 to 10 inches on that. Warm season grasses need 6 inches left in general. You'll see some people say and swear by the take half, leave half rule, and others will swear by leave no less than 3 inches on cool season grasses and 6 inches on warm season. And you could do down to 1 inch for clover and a ½ inch for alfalfa and blah. You can get really specific. You can use those numbers in an effort to increase or decrease any given species depending on what it is. So they've left quite a bit, but again, we have not let it really build up energy stores, so we'll see how we do. Anyway, my family is waiting on me for further direction. I will let you all go. Happy YouTubing.